The Lehigh River on the right side of the train is a popular adventure for thousands of visitors each year. The river flows 109 miles into the Delaware River and is known for numerous Class 2, Class 3 rapids. During the warmer months, it's not unusual to see dozens of rafters and kayakers enjoying the trips down the Lehigh. The name Lehigh itself comes from an Hopi phrase or word meaning where there are forks. During the cold months in the gorge, the Lehigh River can be seen through the trees, and visitors can be treated to icicles and winter scenery on many of the rock outcroppings. Besides rafting and kayaking, the river is also a popular fishing location, hosting a variety of species, including trout, smallmouth bass, largemouth bass, carp, and catfish. In 1818, the Pennsylvania General Assembly gave away the rights to the Lehigh River. It was owned by Lehigh Coal Navigation Company and was used for transporting coal through the region. Now, this was the only example in United States history where the state did not own water rights to a river. But in 1965, a bill was passed rescinding LC&N ownership.
What's that?
Coming up next, it's Oxbow Curve. We'll be entering one of the sharpest curves on our line. And this is called Oxbow Curve. Now, this was named by boaters of the Lehigh Canal for resemblance to a yoke that oxen used to pull wagons. The curve forms almost a half circle. Now, halfway around the curve, we'll pass underneath what looks like a footbridge. This is actually an old oil pipeline spread above the tracks and the Lehigh River, spanning approximately 450 feet. It was one of the original oil pipelines in the country, running between Oil City, Pennsylvania, and Linden, New Jersey. Today, it carries fiber optic cables.
Well, now they have like secondary, third, seats. So,
On the far side of the trail, in the trees near the river, you may be able to see some of the remains of a former canal lock. This portion of the Lehigh Canal was named the Upper Grand Section and totaled 20 dams and 29 locks. It was destroyed by a flood in the 1860s and was later replaced by the railroads. Now, as we continue on our trip up to Old Penn Haven, you may notice numerous mile markers. These markers, like milepost 125 that will be passing very shortly on the right, it indicates the mileage from Reading Terminal in Philadelphia. Now, some of these mile markers have also been created to feature a variety of state wildlife that call the Lehigh Gorge State Park. Also at 125 across the river, you can also see the area where Bear Creek empties into the Lehigh River. Now, Bear Creek happens to be a favorite spot for fishermen to catch Pennsylvania state fish, the brook trout. The Lehigh Gorge State Park has a rich history of natural beauty and has been through much growth over the last 2 centuries. The 6,107 acre park stretches from the Francis D. Walter Dam in Luzerne County to Jim Thorpe. It is characterized by the state as a deep, steep-walled gorge carved by a river, thick vegetation, rock outcroppings, and waterfalls. 20 miles of DL trail traverse the gentle sloping pathway into Jim Thorpe. Besides hiking, biking, rafting, and fishing, the Lehigh Gorge offers outdoorsmen numerous hunting opportunities and photographers with hundreds of locations to capture their magnificent night of the season.
मेरे ख्याल से 2 या 3 ये starting times and the latest one is at 10. Get back.
What's going on? Are we doing open air, right? Up in the back. Cut. Up. Uh-oh.
There's just tables and stuff. Yeah. Being able to know if you can see through, like, the windows, because it's like this, or like, air station, like this.
Setting up a date now.
Who's in the bathroom?
I took the setting up a date. You ready for the
Yeah.
break?
Who's the bathroom? This is my first time.
Okay, so very shortly, I'd like to point out this is the highlight of our trip. It'll be on your left side. It's our small waterfalls. So we saved the best for last. You keep your cameras out, you're gonna need them. It's coming up on your left.
Come on in.
Here we go. You're gonna miss it right there. Right there, waterfalls.
Big steel beam holding
Well, I did say it was small. Alright. Another nice feature is the hottest dry summer day. This stream never runs dry. Alright. Once we pass the waterfalls, we are coming up to, where are we? You know where we are? Okay, I'll let you go. Open Haven. Now this is Old Penn Haven, also known as Penn Haven Junction. It's one of the most desolate spots along the rails, located about 7 miles north of Jim Thorpe and 5 miles east of Weatherly. The wide area we're passing through was once an important location on the canal system and later the railroad. At one time, this was the junction for the intersection of the canal and 5 rail lines, including the Beaver Meadow and Hazleton and Klein Plains. The late 1800s and early 1900s, a small railroading community thrived in this area. It's only accessible by foot, boat, or by rail. Now, once the train comes to a complete stop, passengers seated in standard coach only, you may get up out of their seats and either push or pull the middle seat to change its position for the return trip back to Jim Thorpe.